All right, so we are getting movie screening premieres now. We are in the mix. Mostly Superheroes is getting sent to see the movies early. What's that mean for you? Should you see this or not? Basically, what we do for you is getting even better and sharper. Should you spend that money to go to the theater? We're going to try to help you our best, and we've sent Giggler, our premier movie night guy, on the road again, and he saw 2 movies back-to-back. One last night, one before. Let's start with the first one, a reboot with Jake Gyllenhaal himself. Roadhouse is back. It's going to be on Prime, but you saw it at the High Point Theater, Andy. Tell us all about it.
Reboot it was, man.
Spoiler free, of course.
So, what did you think of the original? You watched the original before?
Yes,
Okay.
great call. Let's
Had
set
you seen it
expectations
before?
here. Never. I definitely have seen it before.
Okay.
When I was young.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
so
I just remembered it occurred. A lot of the movie occurred around a lake.
Yeah.
Well, the
That was, like,
original
all I
film,
kind of
we can help
remembered.
people out. The original film came out in 1989, directed by Rowdy Herrington, and of course, starred Patrick Swayze in the iconic role. The plot summary of that first movie: James Dalton, a professional bouncer, takes over security at the Double Deuce, a dissipated club in Jasper, Missouri.
Yes.
His mission is to tackle endemic violence and rough customers. The town is controlled by crime and Brad Wesley, who used bribery and intimidation. Dalton befriends Dr. Elizabeth Clay and faces against Wesley's henchmen. That was the first one back in the day, 1989, and now they've brought the movie back here in 2024. And you said you did. You watched the original too.
Yeah, I had not seen it in years, like I said, and I went in and basically did back to back. I did the same thing for Ghostbusters, so really dedicating my life to this to my second job now.
Roadhouse, the original Roadhouse. That's classic.
Teaser for Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire coming up next.
Yes, good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
What did you think about the original?
Original, honestly,
Roadhouse.
I've never been a huge Swayze guy. Like, Swayze's fine. Like, I have no qualms at all. I wasn't like in love with all of his movies like a lot of people had.
You mad at Ghost?
This one got me. I was very surprised. Like, I'm a person that I just don't give a lot of older movies the chance that they really deserve. A lot of times, most of the times, it's because there's a modern remake like this one that's available, and that was kind of my favorite part that this movie really hit for me. Is it really stands on its own as its own solid take on like what is basically a cult classic movie.
Yeah. Sam Elliott.
There's a lot of callbacks, 100% to just some minor, some are obvious. It's like lines that are stolen straight from the first one that they try to make. It's in a cheesy but not cheesy type of way.
Pain don't hurt.
Like stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
They freshen them up.
They what?
Freshen them up.
Oh,
those
yeah,
lines?
a little bit. Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's just
Stealing that line,
what
really?
when you take a movie like that and you do a modern version. Like, this is exactly what I would imagine would happen if this plot of the movie occurred now. Like, they do a lot of really cool like takes on just modernizing on the themes and plots of this movie. There's a lot less nudity in this one. Just so you guys know.
You cool if I work in some numbers?
Bummer.
So the first one, Andy,
Please do.
in 1989, it was a budget of $15 million.
Can you even imagine?
Oh my gosh, having $15 million.
Yeah.
Adjust that for inflation. What is
making
that?
a movie at $15 million.
It grossed $30 million. Okay, and a
Double.
worldwide of $61 million.
That's a lot of.
That's a lot of money. Okay,
in
2024.
1989
2024. It's been out for literally 2 days.
It has not. It drops tomorrow.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what? So
on
this is
Prime.
this is an
So-
interesting release, right? Andy got to go to a screening of a movie that comes out on Prime a few days later.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, as far as I know, they're not releasing this in theaters.
They're not. It debuted at South by Southwest earlier this month, so there was no review embargo because of that. So
Guys,
we
this
can
is
speak,
a
we can speak
this
freely.
Is
Gotcha.
this is a
Prime.
This is an interesting fun fact here. Amazon Studios offered 2 choices to the filmmakers for the new Roadhouse reboot: $60 million budget for a theatrical release or $85 million for a streaming release. They chose the latter.
Hmm.
And just so you know that it was 38 million is what the
Adjusted
So
for inflation.
still, I mean,
yeah, that's cheap.
yeah, that is.
All right, so Andy, we're still spoiler free so far. The new movie that came out was directed by Doug Liman, screenplay by Anthony Bagarozzi and Chuck Mondry, and Jake Gyllenhaal coming in as Dalton. So yeah, that's the film. You know, it's coming out on Prime. You know, by the time you're listening to this, it is out. So that's your spoiler-free take.
Yeah.
You choose for yourself. Give us that spoiler-free rating, though. I like the rating up front.
We're staying spoiler-free all day here because no one else has seen it. So
You're right. I was prepared, though.
I know. It makes it easy.
What's the rating?
Honestly, rating 3.3.
Final
Out
thoughts?
of 4.
That's
Out of
good.
4. Honestly,
That's a good
this
score.
like I said, there's so many good action sequences, fight sequences in a bar that you just like you've seen so many of that in movies, but Jake Gyllenhaal kills it. He's bad.
He's
this
looking
movie.
good.
Just look at those abs. I mean, I'll do the Jake Gyllenhaal ab adjusted score rating. I'll go that like 6.6 out of 8 possible abs.
All right. What was your score on the original Roadhouse?
Oh man, I'd go just straight 3. Just one of
Okay.
those ones that I would rewatch again, just
kinda
because it is
dated.
what it is. And at one point, he basically rips the guy's throat
Rips
out.
out
So
his throat.
that's honestly worth 3 points just in itself.
What do you
Good
rate
call.
the original, Scotty?
The original for me, like this is one of my favorite like originals. Man, 3.4.
Wow.
Wow,
like
that
this-
is big.
This is a good classic, and especially Sam Elliott. Like this is classic Sam
Yeah.
Elliott, and I mean, being 1989, he looks the same.
We'll be right back.
You've heard others, but nothing could prepare you for the shameful stupidity that is the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Hear Imran,
So if you offend everyone at once, it's a wash. I've covered everybody.
Anthony,
Sorry, I was texting. Say that again.
and Rug Boy
Yeah, whenever there's a snowstorm, my slack hole tightens up.
as they talk over one another.
Just exactly
John
the same
Connor
as,
was the
as
fucking Terminator.
We're talking over each other. It's fine.
Sorry.
Swear
I had boobies.
and ask you for money.
Just give us the money.
Witness the hubris as they claim to be the world's authority on comic book movies.
Who's that?
Never said that. You've never said that.
Who cares? A jock said that.
Comic book, TV, movie reviews, news, and whatever they choose. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you find your favorite podcasts. The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Campy, silly, goofy fun.
Seriously, people really listen to this.
Jock and Nerd.
All right, back to the show. I've
Yeah.
never seen
It
the
looks
original.
the same.
Who else
Oh,
has
you
seen the
gotta
original
see
that
it.
can speak on it? Dan, you want to rate it?
No. I haven't. I've seen
Sam, have you?
parts of
I've
it.
seen it probably 2 times, but it's been so long. It's I'd have to give it a 3 just on like I know it's good,
Yeah.
but I couldn't.
All
This
right.
is a
Well,
classic.
it's made it to my list now with it making these 3 and above
Your,
ratings.
your
it's a
birth
classic.
year.
Yeah.
And that's the year I came out. Good memory.
Same.
I
What a
guess
friend.
My biggest complaint.
I'm not your dad's friend.
There you go.
Call back.
Oh damn. My biggest complaint is Conor McGregor. I just think I'm not a McGregor fan. I know why he's in here.
He's in there.
I know why he's in here. He's
the main
one of-
protagonist,
he's,
right?
he's yeah, more or less.
Ah.
In a way, he's not really the main protagonist.
The bad guy.
They do a
Or
good job of
the
making
bad guys,
the main
like bouncer
he-
guy
yes,
or whatever.
exactly. So
Gotcha.
he's in it not a bunch. I'm not a huge McGregor fan.
Is he
he's,
good at acting?
He's a shit actor,
Yeah.
and it's just he's there because he's Conor McGregor.
Okay.
And
I
a
got
lot of
dock
times
points.
I couldn't even understand what he was saying. A lot of times he's
Yeah, he's got
and
that
like
Irish.
my buddy commented on our comment
Irish.
on our post on Instagram earlier and was like, how could you even tell the difference between him and you probably thought he was Cocaine Bear, which it was exactly right. He seemed like he was just on drugs,
I can
strutting
see the
around,
review
strutting
now,
around
mostly
the
superheroes.
screen. But I mean, honestly, everything else is great. Like it did not feel like a streaming only movie, which is that's not really something you should rate it as. But like, I mean, I see why they took that extra 25 mil. I guess put that in the bank. They still put together a movie that I think a lot of
That
people
went to
are gonna
Conor
really
McGregor.
Probably what that
be
what they
surprised.
paid for Conor McGregor.
Yes, I think it'll surprise a lot of people for sure. And
I like
a
it.
lot of people think they like, oh, straight to streaming, like that was like a straight to DVD.
Straight. Yeah,
kind
that's
of-
the equivalent. People
like
think.
a a B movie, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes you
Jeez.
get something good.
The movie theaters are gonna kill you in your sleep. That's like that. They're like, that is not true.
You think Greg
They're like,
Marcus is breaking my door down?
yeah, he's gonna be kicking your door down.
Yeah.
Silence your phone, and you're gonna die.
Because like, I mean, it's like you don't, some of us, especially on this podcast, I feel like we feel like definitely a little bit like there's a gun in the room, and they're like, you better keep going to
Yeah.
the movies.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Oh, I'm never gonna stop.
I'll never stop either, because what do we feel on a release like this? I mean, You know, it's Roadhouse. It's such an obscure movie, maybe for some of us, but it's one of your favorite movies.
Oh, for sure.
You go see it.
Yeah.
You would have gone.
I would
to the
have
theater.
gone to seen it had I not gone to a concert.
How are they doing this?
last night?
Is it going to be in theaters and streaming then?
No, just streaming.
So
only.
you got
no,
to,
this is
so
just
you,
Prime.
So you got a pre-screening.
so you
I don't
got an
understand why I
exclusive
was even there,
pre-screening.
Logan. I was not even. I was sitting there in the
Prime
press
only.
section the whole time, wondering how I even got there.
We are in. I mean, there was only it looked like there was 20 people in their tops.
Yeah, it was like
Giggler's literally like,
I've never
made
been
it.
to High Point.
Yeah.
yet.
How am I here?
It was
No.
beautiful. The picture was great. You gotta send him the picture.
Oh yeah, I will. I'll send you.
All right.
It was one of my favorite parts was walking in.
Oh, we gotta highlight the
I was giving
theaters.
Sean from Allied Marketing.
Yeah.
I was giving him trying to show him my ticket, and he was like, "No, you're supposed to have like a barcode or whatever." We had a special arrangement because you talked to him previously,
Yeah.
and he just was like, it should be right here, and he clicked on like the image that was on the email, but it was actually your email signature. So all it popped up was this big mostly superheroes thing. He's like, "Oh, I know who you are now." So I was like, I wish I could just pop this up to get in anywhere. Yeah,
Thanks, Harry.
we belong here.
Does this work
Mostly
at AMC
superheroes.
Theaters?
It's gonna start working. It's gonna start working in a lot of places locally at St. Louis. That's
I
perfect,
hope
man.
so. But yeah, it was great, honestly. And like that, the theater, 100 years old. I mean,
High Point.
It looks like it. High Point for
Water's
sure.
dripping
for
on your
sure.
head.
For sure. No, it was bad. It was. The seats were comfy as well. That's really
never been.
what all I need. I had a good snacks.
Yeah.
And it was nice and roomy because it's a streaming movie that came out for one day, I guess, for a few days before. But I was really pumped for it. You guys got to see it. I think everybody will have good things to say.
I'll watch
Yeah.
it tomorrow.
And I say we'll be watching it on Prime. Watch it on Prime. The original movie, we got Rotten Tomatoes here. Original movie, 1989 Roadhouse, 41% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, Roadhouse already. This is literally just as of yesterday. Rotten Tomatoes 76% for the new one.
The original has 41.
46%. Yeah, 40,
Yeah.
41.
41%.
So, this is only 2 days. I mean, we're not going to know. Like, only Andy and his 5 other friends saw this movie. So, that's the rating so far.
Yeah.
But Roadhouse, a reboot. They've done it again. Any final thoughts on this flick?
It's basically the same movie now, but better. I mean, it takes place Florida Keys. There's a lot of really cool scenes that take place there.
I'm a little offended they moved it out of Missouri.
Yeah, that was my favorite part. Is just like some of the bartenders wearing like Missouri shirts, University of Missouri, and just stupid shit like that. That was really cool. But this one, it surprisingly good. Let me go Steph's rating. She texted me this earlier.
Sweet.
Roadhouse 3.1 out of 4. Entertaining, appropriate amount of cheesy. Stayed true to the original with fun twists. In parentheses, per what you said, because she has not seen the original. I gave her my 2-minute recap before the movie, and she said, closed with "and attractive man."
Oh, which
I think she means the one that was sitting next to her, but
An attractive man would not stop talking to me.
yeah.
Our patrons would pay top dollar for that pre-movie recap that you wrote for Stephanie.
Yeah.
Like whatever that
You're
was.
right.
We got to make that an episode.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Roadhouse. Family Guy.
Family
That's-
Guy. I heard
you
it the
have
whole
to.
time.
That's the only thing I thought of was just
I can't believe
Roadhouse.
it didn't say it like
Roadhouse.
16 times. That would've worked.
In my head, that's the only way I've heard it.
Roadhouse.
I don't hear
Roadhouse.
You don't
Any
even
other
say
way.
it normal in your head. It's just how you've said it every time.
it. Exactly.
Go see it. Roadhouse. Jake Gyllenhaal reboots again. Amazon Prime Video. Mostly Superheroes is proud to be funded in part by our sponsors. Mostly Superheroes is funded in part by paying patrons who receive early, ad-free, and exclusive episodes. Subscribe at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcast. Mostly Superheroes is an independent podcast owned and operated by Kerrigan Ventures in St. Louis, Missouri. Hosted by Logan Janis, Andy Hunn, and Scott Swearingen. Brand and creative by Carrie Clark Design. Music by Audionautics. Learn more at audionautics.com. Find more at mostlysuperheroes.com.